definitely get.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe me so that we all stop getting it. And
Email
send
you.
me my mail. PDF scans in my mail.
Yeah, I'm into that actually. I think you've improved that idea to be a great idea.
Yeah.
A great idea.
That is a great idea.
The last idea here, Andre. This is an idea. My brother, I think, was the inception of this idea, and I kind of thought it out a little bit. And I was going to present it as one of my ideas.
Right.
And then he must have talked to my sister at some point.
Which brother?
My oldest brother, Brent.
Has never been on the podcast, Brent.
Oh yeah, not on the podcast,
Does he
Brent.
listen? Here, there.
But he has several good ideas that I'm probably going to steal. I might get him on the podcast at one point. Anyway, so she emailed me this idea, and it's like, perfect. I was going to talk about this anyway. Let's talk about this idea. I think I've actually even brought this to your attention in the past. I am calling this idea the field. Okay. I'm going to read this email. Kelsey says, so I have in my town an abandoned Walmart. It's been empty for at least 15 years. I'm sure there are lots of empty warehouse-sized buildings all over the U.S. People just needed places to go. Like you mentioned in your Package Buddy episode, there's a big need for inexpensive, casual gathering places. In one area of an indoor park, there is an AstroTurf with a track around it. A simple play structure like what you see at a park, several picnic benches, kiosks for yard games, rentals, bocce ball, things like that. Lined along the side of the buildings are and concessions and snacks and kiosks. So she says, in the morning from 8 to 4, this would cater to mostly moms, women meet up with friends, let their kids run around a low-key park kind of way. In the evenings, 4 to 8, it caters to teenagers. One of the things my teens like to do is go to high school football games. It's not because they even watch a second of the football game. It's because it's cheap. All their friends are there, and they're just hanging out. Some kids toss a ball around. Girls get together and chat. They spend an off amount of time looking at their friends that was just with them, and now they aren't answering their phones, right? She says, after 8, things get wild. Just kidding. They stay chill. After 8, it caters more to like college age and older crowds that just want to gather somewhere. You may have some propane fire pits, places to sit and play games, low-key stuff. You have rentals there, but you can also bring your own stuff. You have food options, but it's not a restaurant. It's made to feel outdoorsy. And another big problem in her area, Idaho, is it's currently 12 degrees right now. No one wants to casually hang out in this weather. Make an indoor park. The building's already there. Keep it casual, inexpensive, accessible for all ages. I can't believe that this doesn't exist in the capacity that she's describing. The closest thing they have to things like this, they have indoor soccer fields. That's all it.
Just for soccer.
That's all it is. They do have like indoor preschools that like have some kid functionality, but like not like this.
No, nothing close to this.
It's one of those things where as you wrap off the ideas that you could put in this thing, you're like, freaking what, duh. Like it's just like you could add so much to this, and there's so many ways to make money here.
Yeah.
I think also a low cost barrier to entry is actually a good thing here. So $5 a month or $5 to enter or whatever. Yeah. So it's not just like jam packed with people. Cause I think that's one of the downsides. You'd just be like a madhouse. You'd have tons of people there, but this also is good both in winter and summer.
Yeah.
At 12 o'clock in July in Utah, it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
If I could send my kid to a place that essentially was a park where the slides aren't melting hot, and it has a park for my toddlers. It has a little, you have 4 parks there for, a toddler park, a little kid's park, a bigger kid's park, right? Yeah, track around it so people can do laps. I really love the idea. You put a swig in there, so delicious, whatever, crumble, right? It's not a restaurant, but it does have
like
food.
Pseudo.
Maybe there's a
bag.
deli, a Subway at most, but it's like not a restaurant.
It's an abandoned Walmart.
It's an abandoned Walmart.
Open that Subway back up and we're back in business.
They already got the table in there. I just think that like we do as in high school, you're just looking for somewhere to go.
Yeah.
As parents, we're constantly looking for somewhere to go, and as young adults, constantly looking for. That's why you go to bars. It's free to go in. Like, the good percentage of the time, you're not even buying alcohol. You're just there because your friends are there, right? So, like, indoor park, I think you call it the field.
I like the field.
Let's go to the field.
It's a good name.
Capital
Let's
F
go to the
field.
field.
Let's go to the field. I think it absolutely, you could do classes there. Like, you could have, think about, what are those markets in the summertime?
Farmers market?
Farmers market.
Yeah.
You get a farmers market there 24/7.
Yeah.
You know?
Dope.
Super dope. Those guys pay to put up their little tents. Like,
Yeah. So in your mind, this is a private enterprise,
Yes.
not like because the park
So
is owned by the government and it's free to go to.
I would say I would encourage every local government to put an indoor park as part of their park system. 100%.
Yeah.
Like Lehigh City should absolutely have an indoor park. It's insane they don't.
Yeah.
Because everyone would go there.
Is there an indoor park in the world?
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure there are too, but it's weird. It's weird to me that I haven't even like heard of one.
Because it seems so obvious. You're like, wait, why doesn't this exist?
know.
It wouldn't be hard to do. And I've seen in Orem or Vineyard, they have this right by the movie theater. They have this soccer field.
Yeah.
That's it's almost like a tent. Like it's one of those it's like blown up by air.
Yeah.
And it's like you could even do that. Like it just stays open all the time. Like you don't have to have a structure. You just need one of those things, which like, yeah, you have some upfront costs, but
Yeah.
like you just need space to put it somewhere.
I like the idea that it's a good way of like repurposing Walmart,
Sure.
basically, or Home Depot type spaces. I can't think what the reason must be that it hasn't been done.
Yeah.
I think like what are the holes? Because there's got to be. But yeah, on face, does it make sense to have a great place that's indoors that our families can go to and have fun? Of course. So then why is it not being done?
Yeah. So the pitfalls I see, one is that amount of land is expensive.
Yeah.
One thing I talked to, I was like, how would I, if I wanted this? Because I just want this. I don't even know who to talk to because I just want this so bad. My brother recommended reaching out to like Vivint or doTERRA and being like, look, make the doTERRA park.
doTERRA park.
The doTERRA field.
Yep.
You can have your merch in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. But really, like, you're doing the community a service by putting this park in there. You're funding it, but it's just advertising for you.
Yeah.
You get your billboards all over it.
Great idea.
Great idea.
And a way to offer it for free or low cost. to the
Exactly.
public. So here's my corollary idea. So this is a good idea. 100%.
I was going to say the
field.
other whole is if you make, a lot of people want this to be free. If it's free, you have 1,000 people.
Yeah.
It's like hard to maintain.
Yeah.
So you have to find
But
that.
the park is free and there aren't.
Yeah, but the park, but like in the summertime,
Yeah, the park is hot. In the wintertime, the park's cold.
and if it's perfect temperature, the parks are crowded.
Yeah.
Like especially like a
You're
splash
not
pad.
wrong. You're not wrong. So I've had this thought. So like abandoned malls, big topic in the United States right now, which is they're just like we built 1 million malls in the 90s and the 80s, and now people don't go to the mall anymore, right? So now there's like a bunch of malls that are emptying out, and they have like 2 stores. We have a bunch here in Utah, right? That are just like I'm trying to think what that mall in Salt Lake is. That's like just horrible. Valley Fair Mall, I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that the bad one?
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
mall
Correct me if
sucks.
I'm wrong.
No, that's it.
But essentially, it's like has like 2 stores and 100 empty stores, and then like a bunch of weird stores.
You got a Spencer's in there.
Yeah.
You got an Oshkosh Bagosh. You're like, what is
Like,
this?
this is a crazy alternate universe, and then 1 million empty spots. And my thought has always been is like, why don't we take these spaces and then convert them into like home, like small apartment type?
Hostels?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, and obviously, I mean, in my like crazy communist vision, it's like the homeless people can all go live in like these now abandoned spaces, right?
Interesting.
And
Like a
we,
welfare
like-
project.
Yeah, exactly. But also, it would work just as well to be like, now this mall is 80 apartments, right? And they're like,
Sure.
we do a little bit of renovation, but we ultimately know people want to live here. They just don't want to shop here. And I kind of always come back to that there has to be something about the way like laws are written and zoning works that makes these projects like difficult to undergo.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that that might be similar to why it's like, why doesn't every abandoned Walmart just become an indoor park? And the answer is like, well, there's like this weird zoning problem.
That could be it. Yeah, because zoning is one of those weird things where it's like,
I
this
know.
is an
It's like
industrial
nobody
zone.
fully understands how it works.
Yeah.
And it limits what can just happen to be in a spot.
Yeah.
That could also be the case here.
Could be a zoning thing. We got to get some city workers chiming in here.
Yeah.
If anybody connected to the city,
Yeah.
city local government.
What I would say is like, if you're
I'd love to
interested
know.
in this idea and you also
Every
happen to
mom should be interested in this idea.
Yeah, and every mom will be. But I would say what would be really cool is if you were interested and you were like an undergrad doing like a 3D modeling or a architecture or like a city planning or something.
Yeah.
And you could sit down and sketch and like draw out like how the space would be used.
Yeah.
Because that would be like a really interesting drawing to look at. Would be, okay, we take however many square feet of Walmart it is, and